Hi everyone, Jay Sennett. For those of you used to watching Cooking with Jay, you see a different environment. You don't see Jazzy Jay's kitchen here. And for this edition, and maybe one or two more editions, that's going to get used to this look, because this is where we're going to be cooking from. And I say, we're going to be cooking. I have a special guest on this edition of Cooking with Jay, the Honorable Executive Chef, Chef Robert Patton. Chef, glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Welcome to ODU.
Welcome to ODU, and tell us about what your duties here at ODU are.
Okay, so I'm the campus executive chef with Aramark Monarch Dining at ODU here. So I oversee all culinary operations for our 24 locations campus-wide. That includes our residential dining, our retail brands, and also catering. Everything on campus, as well as SB Ballard Stadium and the Chartway Arena.
Wow, it's a lot of cooking.
It is a lot of cooking.
And a lot of prep. A lot of prep, a lot of cooking.
In normal times, pre-COVID, about 2.4 million meals a semester.
It's a lot of food.
A lot of food.
And what's the health protocol? Not talking about COVID, but I'm talking about the dietary health protocols. I mean, how do you plan that out? How do you conceptualize? Do you inject some of that into the cooking and the recipe ideas? And
yep,
menus?
Absolutely. Yeah. So every semester it's a different body of students. So it's ever changing. So
is there a culinary department here at ODU?
We are the culinary department. The campus, the university has a campus dietitian as well. So,
and these are majors or
a culinary program. Oh, I'm sorry.
Program.
No, there's a hospitality and tourism program here at ODU,
which involves some cooking and
no cooking, more
management,
more the management.
Right,
correct.
I got you. Like hotel management
Correct.
or something like that. I got you. All right. So, what we're going to do today, in terms of cooking, like I told Chef what I was going to make. Like on this episode, I'm going to make my smoked cheddar corn chowder with bacon and kale. So when I shared that information with Chef, we kind of both came up with the idea, well, why don't we parallel each other's recipes? In other words, some of the ingredients that I'm going to use to make this chowder, he's going to use. Now, why don't you tell us what you're going to make, Chef?
Sure. So, I love the ingredients of a chowder. It's a great flavor. People love it. But often we're faced with how do we take that really well-liked flavor and change it up, right? Or make it an entree, for instance. So what we're doing here, we're going to sear nice Atlantic salmon with a chowder sauce. So basically the same components. So we have some smoked bacon, celery, carrot, potato, a little white wine and cream, and make a sauce out of that to pair with our salmon.
So when you first said chowder sauce, I thought, how is he going to put the corn in that? But then I don't see the corn here.
Right, so we do have corn.
Oh, okay, there it is.
The corn will go into our chowder sauce as well.
What did you do to that corn, though?
So we smoked this corn. So you had a smoked bacon corn chowder. So I thought, let's get that smoky flavor going on. So we smoked this. I also have a little thyme and Aleppo-style pepper in there.
They really smoked it.
Yeah.
I'm just using smoked cheddar.
And also to take, which is great, and also to take that corn flavor, we're going to do it with a polenta cake. So we have some cornmeal, we'll make a polenta with that. That'll go with our fish. And then to pair your kale idea, we're going to do some flash fried kale as a little garnish with that.
Okay, all right. Should be a lot of fun. Am I intimidated? Of course. Here's why. I want to share. This is important. My whole concept with Cooking with Jay is to show the home cook that you can create interesting, delicious, tasty, healthy meals in the comfy confines of your own kitchen. And it doesn't have to be like an over-daunting task to cook really good tasting food, healthy food in your kitchen. You don't have to have all these sophisticated, all the sophisticated gear, the cookware. or sous chefs, or all this stuff. I have an electric stove in my kitchen right now, not for long, thankfully, but that's kind of the general concept of cooking with Jae. You know, if I can do this, you can do this. Chef, he's a trained chef. I'm a foodie. I'm a serious foodie. So this is also kind of an education for me working with Chef. And I come up with, you know, a couple of hundred of my own recipes over time. I've been cooking for about 30 years. Someone pointed out to me the difference between a chef and a serious foodie is they live food. They think food every day. I kind of think food every day, you know, because I do this show every week, so I have to think food. Plus, it's a passion for me. I'm an artist. I mean, many of you know I'm a musician, you know, broadcaster, but creating interesting flavor profiles is very important to me. Also, I don't get paid for cooking. He gets paid for cooking, hence the professional chef, right? Can you be a chef without being trained? You know, of course you can. There are many untrained chefs cooking in restaurants, you know, working the lines, you know, sous chefs, whatever. And I think the bottom line is, with me, what kind of food can you create? What kind of flavor profiles can you? How does your food taste? And there's the visual and art aspect of this as well. So this is an educational component to today's show, big time, because we have a serious executive chef here on the program, and we're going to be cooking. We're going to have some fun. So, Chef, you ready to get cooking?
I'm ready.
You ready to see us make these dishes? All right, let's get busy. So, I want to put some butter in my saucepan here. And right here, you can see, I have the corn. Now what I did, I just boiled this corn just a little bit. Now you can cut the corn off the cob, or you can buy frozen corn if you don't want to go through that extra step process. But just boil it for about 3-4 minutes, some hot water, right? And put a little bit more butter in here. So a couple tablespoons of butter in there. Get that going. And in my chowder, I'm gonna heat up some shallots, a little bit of garlic. We have some turmeric, some crispy bacon. I've already cooked this bacon, okay? Get it well done, and then break it up in fine little pieces like that, because that's gonna go in there. Then I grated some smoked cheddar, cheese. I have some cream. I have some flour that I'm gonna add just as a thickener, okay? All right.
So Jay, while you're starting, okay, if I start my salmon here? Yep. So I've got some slab bacon here. This is just a whole piece of bacon, smoked bacon. We've just diced that up a little bit so it'll cook a little bit quicker and it's easy to eat. I've started that in my pan already. And then my seasoning for my salmon, I have a little za'atar spice seasoning, which is really cool. It's thyme.
What's it called again?
Za'atar.
Oh, za'atar, okay.
So it's Middle Eastern.
Interesting.
So it has thyme, sesame seeds, lemon zest, and cumin in it. And so we're going to salt and pepper our salmon.
And I want to add a little bit more garlic here, or add some garlic here into mine. So it's basically some butter, some diced up shallots in here.
Smells good, Jay.
So the bacon, are you using, you put some oil in your
A little bit of oil.
Or using,
Yep.
what kind of oil are you using?
I have a blended oil here, so it's part canola oil and part olive oil. Okay, so we have a pretty good high
Just
smoke.
out of curiosity, why, Chef?
So for the smoke point.
So you want a higher smoke point, or?
Yeah, we want a higher smoke point. We're sauteing here. We got a lot of heat going on. We don't want to use like a extra virgin olive oil. They taste great, but they have a lower smoke point.
Right.
So they'll start burning and starting to taste bitter before they actually do the cooking.
All right, now I want to add my corn to this garlic, shallot, butter mixture. All right, set this aside over here. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this butter. Chef, I'm gonna need some more of that butter.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
So speaking of corn, okay, if I get my polenta going.
Yes.
All right, so polenta just made from cornmeal, and for time's sake I have some instant polenta here, which makes it real easy at home. Very, very quick cooking. So what we want to do, we want to get some water to a boil, which I have here. We're just going to put some salt in there. I'm going to put some dried parsley in there. Very accessible ingredients for everyone. And a little dry thyme. And then what we want to do with a whisk, we want to slowly stream in our cornmeal or our polenta mix, just to avoid lumps. So a little at a time while whisking. And if you could use a regular cornmeal rather than instant polenta. It'll just take a little longer cooking and a little more water to cook the cornmeal.
Meanwhile, I have my corn over here with the shallots and the garlic and the butter. Just for a few minutes.
All right, we're going to flip our salmon. We got a real nice sear on that. So we see our polenta is firmed up pretty good. We're going to add some cheddar cheese to that.
That's just, is it sharp cheddar or just
a plain old
mild
American cheddar,
right.
Shredded. And then I'm going to steal some of my butter back. And we're going to add just a few nuggets of butter to that. And so we're going to do, you can serve this soft like this. We would refer to that as a soft polenta. Which is really nice. But we're going to do something a little bit different and do a polenta cake. So once we have all that butter incorporated, you can take a little pan like this. We'll give it a good spray to keep it from not sticking. Have a little piece of parchment paper in there as well. And we're going to just pour that in. I'm going to level that out a bit.
And while Chef is doing that, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of flour to my corn, which is basically for a thickener. Okay? Mix well. Chef, I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be working on gas.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. So I pulled our salmon out of our pan. We've got a nice sear on it. I'm just going to drain a little bit of our excess oil and bacon fat away. We don't want all that in our sauce. Our bacon is gotten nice and crispy. And our polenta, we can take this now and we can chill it. And so you can do this a day before, so it's a little easier, you know, at home. And then once it's firmed up like this, you can use a ring mold, ring cutter, even a glass to just cut a shape out of it. So we have a nice round shape, and we'll sear that for our fish.
And while Chef is that, I'm going to add a couple of cups of chicken broth slowly to my chowder, corn chowder, my smoked cheddar.
Looks good, Jay.
And I want to add about a half to 3/4 cup of heavy cream. Stir it around. I'm going to add some salt. Some black pepper. Stir in well. Smoked cheddar corn chowder with bacon and kale. And Chef has so many things happening over here.
No, not quite.
It's the rainbow smorgasbord of creativity over here. So
Yep.
what's the white wine for?
So we're going to use that.
That is white wine,
in our
right?
sauce.
Yes.
Yep, we have a Chardonnay there. So to our same pan that we seared our salmon in and our bacon, we've added some small diced carrot, celery, and potato. You know, all those chowder flavors. And so we've got that sautéing. We're going to let those vegetables get nice and soft and extract their flavor into the dish.
What's this right here, Chef? Is that oil?
This is just oil.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. All right.
And then I've also got another pan getting hot for our polenta cake. So here we have our polenta cake, and we see we've got our dry parsley and thyme in there, and we've seasoned it, and it's got our cheddar in there as well. So we're going to give that a nice sear in the hot pan. To our sauce now, our vegetables have gotten nice and soft. We're going to add that white wine. Now, we've seared our salmon in here. We've got our bacon in here, our vegetables. We've got a lot of flavor in that pan. And this process is called deglazing. I'm sure everybody has heard of that. So deglazing will actually extract all that flavor out of the pan and help build our sauce. We're going to let that reduce, Jay, just until about half.
And what I'm going to do now is add some turmeric to this, about a teaspoon of turmeric.
Very healthy spice there, Jay.
I love it too. Obviously you have the health component, but it also adds some color and flavor, of course. Puts that nice color in there as well. And I want to add this cheddar, this smoked cheddar.
Looks great, Jay. So once our white wine is reduced down, I'm going to add some heavy cream to this. Very chowder-like. And I'm going to let that reduce as well. I'm just going to give that a pinch of salt and pepper right now.
Chef, are you going to be using any more of your cheddar?
No.
Can I use some more?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not smoked.
That's okay. I got enough smoked in here. I'm going to add a little bit more cheddar in here. Why not, right? Why not?
And at this point, I'm going to add that wonderful smoked corn that we have. It's already been smoked and pretty cooked, so we didn't need to add it early, but we can certainly add it at this stage to extract some of that flavor and heat it through.
Chef, you mentioned something about the oven for
the
polenta cake?
I'm going to finish this salmon and cakes in the oven
okay.
once
All
they
right.
come out of the pan here.
Cooking with Jae airs Sunday evenings at 6 on the WHO Public Media Facebook page. And I would like to thank our sponsor, Feast Virginia, for your sponsorship for the program. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And over time with Cooking with Jae, this won't look like such an unfamiliar setting, because I want to bring in some more of my friend chefs, some special guest chefs to the program, put together some nice food, talk about healthy eating, creativity, all these things.
Okay, Jay, can I borrow that oven at
Yes.
this point?
All right, Chef. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
All right, turn it down now. I want to add, you cannot go wrong with bacon.
Never.
Just add
Never
some,
go wrong with bacon.
some crispy bacon to my corn chowder.
All right, so our sauce is getting pretty reduced at this point. I'm going to add just a little bit of fresh parsley to it, and a couple nuggets of my butter back there. We'll just give that a quick stir.
Remind us again what you have in there, Chef.
So I have, we have our smoked bacon.
Right.
We have some celery, carrot, some white potato, regular white potato.
No onion.
No onion.
Okay.
I kind of feel like the onion's a little strong for this flavor profile. We could probably use shallots or even scallions, but we've got a lot going on between the za'atar spice and the bacon and the smokiness of the corn and all those. All right.
Yeah. Now that is coming together nicely. And last but not least, I would like to add my kale to this corn chowder. So I have a question for the crew. Are you guys getting hungry? It's okay, you can say yeah or no. See, the crew, they sit behind the cameras and
Get hungry.
just salivating, right? But not saying anything, watching carefully. Get this mixed in. Oh, man.
So I'm just going to add just a touch of white wine back to our sauce. It's getting a little thick on me. And so I've heated up some oil, Jay, speaking of kale. And I'm going to flash fry some of that kale for us right now. So I've got some regular vegetable oil. We're going to get that fairly hot.
That's pretty hot.
Right? And we're going to flash fry some of this kale real quick.
So what is you? Oh, the oil. Okay.
Yep, just oil. And it'll calm down pretty quickly.
That's interesting. You know, we think about roasting kale.
Yeah,
you know, steaming it.
You always want to try something different. You know, it looks great. It has a great texture to it. It's got a little crunch to it. And you're cooking it very quickly. So you're, you know, trying to keep as much of those nutrients in there as possible. And so we're just pulling this out. We're going to blot this on a towel. Set that aside.
Chef, would there be a, yeah.
Yep.
Are these here for what I think, why I
they-
think they're here?
They are. They're tasting spoons.
Tasting spoons.
Sorry for the
Tasting spoons.
individually wrapped, but COVID forces.
We're gonna taste the chowder without burning my mouth up.
Okay. So I'm going to grab that salmon, Jay.
Okay. Oh, my mouth is watering. I can't wait to taste this. But I don't want to burn my mouth out, though.
Pretty good. I've got some tough competition, I guess.
I think it works.
Awesome.
But you know what I want to add, though, Chef?
What's that?
I want to add a little bit more black pepper to this.
Okay.
Just a little bit more black pepper. And I think we're home. Yeah, a little bit more black pepper. I love black pepper for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't.
too.
I'm one of these guys, man. I just never too much pepper for me. And again, for this dish, it's my smoked cheddar, corn chowder. Melt some butter in the pan. A small shallot, dice it up, finally mince it up. Cook it for a couple of minutes in the butter. Add garlic, some minced up garlic, maybe 3 cloves of garlic for another minute, minute and a half. Don't want to burn your garlic, okay? Then I take some corn. Now, if you don't want to buy the corn on the cob and take the kernels off the cob, you can buy some good frozen corn, you know, where the actual ingredient is corn. No sugar, no sodium added, nothing like that. And that will work as well. Then add the corn, a couple of cups of corn in this butter, shallot, garlic mixture. Cook it around for just a couple of minutes. Add 2 tablespoons of flour. Stir it around, mix the flour in well. That's a thickener, of course. Then you want to add 2 cups of chicken broth. Stir it around, then add about a half a cup to 3/4 cup of heavy cream. Mix that around. Add a teaspoon of turmeric. I take about 3-4 slices of bacon. Cook the bacon. Well done. Get it crispy where you can break it up in little fine pieces. Add those bacon pieces to the corn. Some salt and pepper, and then about a half a cup to 3/4 cup of some grated smoked cheddar cheese in here as well. And last but not least, some kale. You want to add that kale in here. Now, how long you cook it, I guess you can say, how tough do you want the kernels to be, right? Right, Chef?
That's right.
So you can cook it and you can taste it, and if the kernels are a little bit too hard for you, then cook it just a little bit longer till they soften up a bit, and you get the right texture that you're looking for in this. Now, my dish over here
Looks beautiful.
is pretty
Nice
much
and bright colors.
pretty much done.
I'm
That's
about
pretty
ready
much
to plate as well.
Okay.
So we have our polenta cake.
And I will get my
And
My
so
chowder over here.
we've just seared that and gotten a little crispy and finished it in the oven. And remember, that was our instant polenta mix with thyme, parsley, and Aleppo pepper. We're gonna just take our salmon, prop it right up on our polenta cake. We're going to spoon some of our sauce and vegetables over the fish.
And I want to add the top some chives.
Chives are wonderful.
Mine. Voila, chef.
Awesome. To finish this too, I'm going to just little lemon zest right over top the fish. Goes well with all our flavors. We have some lemon in our za'atar spice salmon. And then just gonna top it with some of our kale. Oops. All right, looks great, Jay. So we have our za'atar seared salmon fillet with a polenta cake, our chowder sauce, and crispy kale.
And smoked cheddar corn chowder with crispy bacon and kale. Those are our dishes for today on this edition of Cooking with Jay with my very special guest, Chef Robert Patton. Chef.
Awesome, Jay. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun, man. And I'm going to be a better chef after this edition of Cooking with Jay because I'm like a sponge. It's not every day that us home cooks get to spend some time with a certified chef. Look at this creativity, man. These flavor profiles are just amazing. But I feel pretty good about my dish too.
It's awesome, and cooking should be fun,
right?
It doesn't need to be so serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of our philosophy in our food. Simple ingredients, like you said, just in how you use them. Make sure you're bringing all the flavor out that you can.
Yep. So, Chef, again, thank you.
My pleasure.
For our being the special guest on this edition of Cooking with Jay. We're going to get you back for another episode or two. And in the meantime, folks, again, thanks to Feast Virginia for their sponsorship of Cooking with Jay. Airs Sunday nights at 6 on the WHO Public Media Facebook page. Also, don't forget, Send It in Session, my jazz program on WHRV-FM 89.5, Monday through Thursday nights from 9 until 1. Saturday mornings for all you late birds out there. Maybe some of you might have some insomnia. You want to hear some jazz at 3 o'clock in the morning? Saturday mornings from 1 until 5, and Sunday afternoons, big day for jazz. Send It in Session from 1 until 5 on WHRV-FM. I also host the very soulful R&B Chronicles Friday nights from 7 until 8. Chef, until next time.
My pleasure.
Feast Virginia, thank you again. Thank you for watching, folks. We'll see you again soon with some great cooking ideas. Hi everyone, Jay Sennett here. Join me for Cooking with Jay Sunday evenings at 6 on Facebook at WHRO Public Media, with previous shows now available on YouTube at WHRO Public Media. So let's get cooking. Support for Cooking with Jay provided by Feast Virginia. Food is a human issue that needs everyone at the table. Visit feastva.org to learn more.